Portugal captained by Diego Miranda and John Moonlight for Canada, who's perhaps been one of their standout players in the two matches that they've played. Just one victory for Canada against Wales by 19 points to 14, and then the loss to South Africa. Portugal without a victory, so they'll be desperate to try and get some early tries in this match. But so much of that will have to do with the possession that they might be able to wrest from Canada. Certainly Canada showed their mettle against Wales with their 19-14 win. It's into the afternoon here in Dubai. There's a little bit of a breeze which is cooling things down for the players and spectators alike. It's pretty warm. And our referee is for today's Marius van der Westhuizen from South Africa. Very experienced man in World Series as well as 15s. So the sun is starting to move a little bit further down, so Canada essentially playing into the sun and perhaps into what is a little bit of a breeze that's blowing downfield. And their top man, their top point scorer of all time, Philip Mack, over 900 points. He'll be starting this match alongside me, Carlton Arner, former captain of the New Zealand Sevens side. Very much a dogfight here.
Oh, most definitely, Gavin. And the thing for me, I like to see the Canadians, well, they've showed glimpses of how good they can be, whereas the Portuguese really haven't found their stride in this tournament as yet. So they'll be wanting some possession, as you said, but now first rights on attack for the Canadian team. And well, for me, Sean Duke is the key for them in the back line.
Yep, they've got Connor Traynor too, who hopefully can also do some good. He, of course, scored those 2 tries against New Zealand in the Rugby World Cup in 2011. But that's a distant history right now. Here he is in Dubai, trying to do his bit for his team. So Mack now. A little bit of width there. Sean Duke, who was replaced in the previous match, but not before. He'd done a lot of good work for Canada. So a little bit of space opened up there too by Connor Traynor, and back for it are Portugal, but very much under the cosh, and that's not a good pass, so it's opened up the space. Sean Duke will get the first try.
A good read and defence here from Sean Duke, just coming off his line, realising the ball's in the air, so as a defensive player, it gives you time to make the read. It's all or nothing play by him, but it's the right one. Here it is here. There's a nice initial incision here by Connor Traynor, probably an ill-advised pass. Advantage has been played by the referee by Portugal over the top, and well, Sean Duke, that's too easy.
Well, the conversion was easy enough too, but it was that pass from Joe Linio that led to that try from Sean Duke. Have a look at that, 107 tries all time for Canada. Terrific from Sean Duke, kinesiology student, and of course he got 4 tries at the Gold Coast in October. Up for it is Estevez. The knock on then, so it'll be a scrum to Portugal, and Pedro Leal will really like to try and get his team in their unfamiliar green strip onto the park in some form or another.
Most definitely, and Leal, well, being at halfback, sometimes you see him at the first 5 row. I think he's better there because he's the playmaker, he needs a bit more space and time.
Yeah, that's where he's played his best rugby, I'm pretty sure. He's got very good vision. Chance here for Dueto Moretti. Estevez, always looking for space. Of course, he's a winger in 15, so he's got a fair bit of pace as well. That all pretty much wasted, wasn't it, as they drifted across field.
Yeah, too easy, too lateral there from the Portuguese attack, but I like this man. Estevez, he's abrasive, he's a big unit. Just needs to straighten up just a little bit, probably.
Got a lot of energy too, as Estevez, still under 30 years of age. And as you can see, he's been a very productive player on the try scoring stakes for Portugal.
Just a man down here for the Portuguese at the moment. Can't see the number on the back. That was not their playmaker, Leal. Took him into contact just earlier.
No, Leal is he's on his feet at the moment, but this is a little bit of a worry for Portugal. In fact, it's been a relatively injury-free day. James Rodwell of England went down with an ankle injury. But play continues, so Canada, they're quite happy. with having the extra man, and the big chase downfield, the step into touch on that occasion from Justin Douglas. He's the real sharpshooter in the Canadian side when it comes to the sprint stakes.
Yeah, he can fly, the number 8 for Canada. Justin Douglas just running out of room there. It's lucky for Portugal too, because they're down to 6 men in defence. As you can see there, looks like Moreira coming off in jersey 12.
Yep, and on goes Nuno Guedes, who's a fairly small man, but he's a very elusive runner. So solid in the line out there were Portugal with Vasco Mendes. Again, just your first phase possession is not negotiable. So vital in sevens that you win your ball in the set pieces. Estevez, you spoke about him as well, Carl. One thing he's also got is a lot of energy. When he gives it full tilt, he often has to play full matches for the Portuguese team. Now, can they open up some space? They are trying to find an opportunity to get through there for himself. As we mentioned, perhaps the Portuguese being forced to run a little bit laterally against the Canadians, who've got well-organised defence. Change of direction. Yeah, comes Estevez. He's got the handoff. He might need another one as he heads for the corner. The big chase, and eventually the big unit. In he goes.
Oh, well worked try there by the Portuguese as he finally gives it over. Just does Estevez. Oh, he's done a lot of hard work, but it was a nice late cut, and the big man changing the angle on the fly was just too tough to stop for the Canadians. Here we see it here, they manipulate the plate. He keeps his balance, the right hand fend, and then the speed is looking and wishing for a support player. But watch the balance here also and the strength to get through. That's a good take and try.
And great awareness from him too, just looking out. The last one was Lucas Hammond, who was unable to hold on to him. And the big fella's got a very, very important score for the Portuguese. Conversion is solid, and the two teams locked at 7-all.
Well, an area where they really do excel, the Portuguese, is those little offloads in short spaces. That's what they did there. Enjoying themselves, as you like to see. Can test players, I've seen them against New Zealand before the tournament. They've got players that can threaten the line.
And importantly, they're getting the right people into the right spaces too when you really need them. Estevez with his strength and with his pace, he's the go-to man. The Portuguese buoyed by that try that was scored. Here is Pedro Leal, the little grubber kick through. Now let's have a look at this chase. Sean Duke's got legs, and he manages to get back in time, but some good thinking there from the Portuguese, and they're concentrating their play in the Canadian half.
Yeah, it was a good heads-up play, just a metre too far on that kick by Leal, but it was the right idea, just execution a little bit off.
Philip Mack, how far does he go with his 22? He just tries to kick it into an area where there might be a little bit of space. The Portuguese really have livened up, and they've got a lot of players supporting the ball carrier too on each occasion that they carry it up. Canada, just 3 seconds left of this first half. Can they finish it with a flourish? Downfield, Lucas Hammond, change of direction from Duke. The Portuguese seem to have themselves well organised in defence. They certainly win. Here comes Phil Mack as he got the legs. Chasing for the corner. It's a superb tackle, that. Is it a try-scoring one? That's the key question. Here come the Canadians. Well, Portugal might just have got themselves out of jail. They certainly have done that, and they can go into halftime in the knowledge that they are locked at 7 points all and played some pretty good rugby.
Oh, most definitely, especially in those last couple of minutes of their first half. It was a great break by Philip Mack, but desperate defence by Leal, the two little men playing big.
Well, the two coaches, Pedro Neto from Portugal, Liam Middleton, who's taken over from Geraint John for the Canadians. We'll be having a chat to their men at half-time. And a fair amount of tackles that were completed, 66% to 68% with the two teams. Well, it's pretty warm out there. And here's Liam Middleton, the Canadian coach.
The only thing for me is just defensively, they're just shifting us across the pitch a little bit, okay? And we're over chasing a little bit, and we've got guys pushing in behind other guys, and we're just losing our shape a little bit. They haven't got more pace than us, so just trust the guys outside of you and keep your 1, 2, 3 ABC. Okay, just keep that shape, keep working the breakdown, and hold that together. Okay, we're just gonna.
Não temos vantagem. Tirem a bola dali, ponham a bola no espaço, andem para a frente, cruzamentos, mas não interessa. Tem que ter a bola fora, ou se passa a vir o cruzamento e não vir gente por dentro. Tem que vir um jogador por dentro, um por fora, para podermos mexer o jogo. Andem para a frente, mas ponham a bola no espaço, mal. Na defesa, é simples. Temos que trabalhar mais homens internos, a meter mais placagem. Ainda temos que ser mais fortes no contacto. A vez que fomos agora aqui ao contacto, voltamos a perder a bola. Primeiro apoio, malta. Primeiro apoio a trabalhar, hein? Bora! Bora! Primeiro apoio a trabalhar.
So the halftime speeches are something of the past. We heard from Liam Middleton that his team is getting pushed across the field, and that they're not able to find enough space to work with. And again, Carl Tanana alongside me, very often good channel running and change of direction can actually counter that, not only just running from depth.
Well, most definitely, that's how the Portuguese scored their try. When they did a little switch and play, went across the grain of the defence of the Canadians. That's what broke the hole. They're over chasing, that's what he pointed out, Liam Middleton. You've got to work in threes, ABCs, as he spoke about it. Someone makes the tackle, next person challenges at the breakdown, and the third person in, well, they got the decision to make.
Pedro Leal rather with the kick, and Sean Duke with a catch. Well, the Canadians will want to start strongly in this first half, a little bit like they did in the first. But the Portuguese seem to be really up for it. They've got themselves well organised defensively. Canada, a little bit of space opened up. Also, the Portuguese are competing like live wires at the breakdown point. Here comes Leal, sought a little bit of space, and he's straight through is the little man. Over 1,000 points he's already scored for Portugal, and certainly has been welcomed back after injury.
Well, he made an important tackle just before the half to stop a Canadian try, and he scores the first one and the second for Portugal. And the confidence they got off their first try, well, it's just showing in their play. Playing quick, playing heads up, sevens, rugby, and Leal, we spoke about how dangerous he can be. Well, he's a game breaker for them, and he puts them in the league.
Great peripheral vision then from their playmaker. He's added the 2 points for the conversion, and suddenly Portugal are looking like this is a game that they could win. It'll be their first victory here in Dubai if they do, but it's early days to talk of that. Still 5.5 minutes left of this match. That's Pool D then, South Africa with both of their matches having been won. And then a dogfight there with Wales and Canada. And of course Portugal hoping for a victory in this game.
The Canadians, after seeing that graphic, Gavin, they really do need to get on their bike and quickly. This Portuguese team are up for it. They want to win on day one. That's no doubt about that. They're trying to play this, make the play slow down. You see them here walking very, very slowly to this setup. They'll take their time and just try and run the clock out as much as they can.
Yeah, they won't be happy as well, but they've missed 5 tackles. They've given the ball away on 4 occasions, and those sort of stats in sevens will kill you. Leal. Little flip pass there to Diego Miranda, his captain. This is the replacement, Nuno Guedes. So Canada here, traps with an opportunity into the opposition half of the field and possession belonging to them.
Yeah, great front foot defence here by the Canadians. As we spoke about, using their ABCs, hunted in threes, went forward with intent, made a good offensive tackle, and they were hunting.
Diego Matus is onto the park, and João Linio will leave the field. So smart use of replacements. Obviously, in the heat of Dubai, plus 3 matches in a day, it's very taxing, and the liberal use of your bench becomes vital.
One area where Canada looks strong in their game just before this is Duke running hard at the line. Against Australia, he made a lot of inroads. I wouldn't mind him seeing the testing the defence of the Portuguese here.
Yeah, he hasn't really been able to show his paces, and we know the quality of the man. But, they've been closed down very quickly. The Portuguese up on defence, really pressing hard. Well, is this a sign? The penalties are starting to go the way of the Canadians. Are they going to be able to put the finishing touches? Mac now in possession. Another opportunity, says Marius van der Westhuizen. Another penalty. And men out wide. This is the man we were talking about, Sean Duke. But it might have been turned over, and in fact it's Portugal who have the penalty.
Oh, what a steal from Mendes it is, the number 8, Vasco Mendes, doing some great work at the breakdown. Sean Duke taking it in strongly, but the support players were just a second behind them, and Mendes straight on their ball. Again, they'll just slow it down, take it to the line out, eke some more time off the clock.
Yeah, they're not averse to using the line-out opportunities, and that's a fantastic kick from Nuno Gomes. Just managed to get it into touch, and importantly, they've got the throw-in, of course, and Estevez is a man that they can use in the line-outs. And also bring on Jose Vareta.
He's just slowly walking up to this line-out of the Portuguese, controlling the pace of this game. They've got possession. Canadians need to compete here at this line-out.
Estevez is hovering at the back, but the catcher is in fact Vasco Mendes. It's good work. We spoke about the importance of first phase possession, controlling it. And just got a little bit messy after a while, but Portugal are holding on to the ball when they need to. This is the replacement back in field. Just seem to be some gaping holes in the Canadian defence. And here again, there's the little chip kick through. How clever play is that? And the finishing touches. Brilliant play from Nuno Gomes.
Oh, that is some superb sevens rugby by the Portuguese. And for me, I think that's the sealer for them, Nuno Gomes. What a heads-up play. Knew he was going to get taken in a tackle, but he puts it to foot there. The Canadian defenders have to let him go, and it's all about the bounce. Philip Mack can't get across. Controls it beautifully with his right foot. Wills it to pop up, and it duly does, right next to the post. Well taken.
These youngsters often have a football hanging around somewhere so they can use their feet when they need to. And importantly, that conversion's gone over too. So it's 2 scores away, 2 goals in fact. So 2 tries that need to be converted, and Canada will be running out of time. Just 1 minute left of this match.
What a turn up for the box. Canada, controlled 6 minutes of their first half, but the Portuguese scored 1 try, and since then have had the flow of this game, all the confidence in the world.
Yeah, they call it the dogfight of Pool D. 2 knock-ons, and the first one coming from Canada, I think. So another change here with Cardoza coming on. And again, tactically, maybe, Carl, the right decision, just using your bench, slowing things down.
Most definitely, as you said, timing, pulling those reserves on and off. And, well, for me, the Canadians have looked very flat in this game. Mentally, they've looked out of it. They just haven't been on song in this game whatsoever.
So much of their game very often depends on the performance of Phil Mack. He just seems to be such an important player. But just perhaps not over those injuries of his. He's not a full tilter at the moment. But certainly Portugal, they've got so many players in support every time they're carrying the ball. And he's just come onto the park, Bernardo Cardoza, and he's got the match-winning try.
And what you want to do when you come on as a reserve is make an impact, and this guy, jersey number 2, Bernardo Cardoza, makes an immediate one for his team, and you're right, Gavin, he seals it, and that's a heartwarming win here for the Portuguese. Look at the strength. There's 2 defenders there by Canada, and just the power by the Portuguese player seals this one.
Well, a complete transformation by the Portuguese after their first loss against South Africa by those 36 points to 0. They've managed to get 4 tries rather, in this encounter. Some superb play. Leal's conversion is wide, but the victory is theirs. Portugal winners by 26 points to 7. So Portugal will look back at these statistics and say that, you know, on many occasions what we did, we got right. Just the 2 tackles missed, but 8 missed by Canada, and Canada will be very worried about the ball that they gave away too. It happened to Portugal too, but not in critical situations. The ball that was given away by Canada led to those 4 tries that were scored by Portugal. In terms of individuals there, again, a very good team effort, but perhaps the player on the side of Portugal was Esteves, who just was absolutely everywhere. He got that very important opening try, and then he was involved in pretty much everything. Pedro Leal, once again, very much the playmaker, and Sean Duke could not get into the game as far as Canada were concerned. He's very much a go-to guy, and he's a guy that can really swing things for you. He was unable to do it, so ultimately the Portuguese perhaps showing better accuracy during their match.